Whitebait populations are in decline around New Zealand due to environmental pressure on their natural habitats. But there is hope for whitebait consumers, in part due to work being done on restoration of waterways. In addition to that, researchers at Mahurangi Technical Institute have made significant steps towards the commercial farming of whitebait. MTI founder Paul Decker explains.
In 1989, I started the Mahurangi Technical Institute as an aquaculture tertiary provider. Got all the approvals from Wellington. Around about 8 years ago, we started a program for whitebait, mainly for Department of Conservation in working with them with introducing fish back into the wild in restored environments. We picked on one of the most endangered ones, being the giant cockapoo and the short-shore cockapoo. They were our main ones. We then started a breeding program. We collected some eggs from the wild with permit from the Ministry of Fisheries, and we then successfully hatched them. We grew them up, and then through lots of trials and tribulations started a breeding program. And then this last breeding season we didn't just get a few, we've got hundreds of thousands. We've been talking to some farmers that are very keen to jump on the boat really quickly. Slowing them down is the most difficult part of my job. I'd like to see more data. I'd like to see where we have some taste tests this year so that we can ensure that the product meets the end market. Then I'm comfortable that we're going to be farming whitebait within the next 2 or 3 years. These are giant cockapoo, and they are one of the galactics that make up the whitebait catch. Now they live for up to 20 years and grow to 2 kilos. They're a beautiful animal. This is a young male. He's dad to quite a few 100,000 fish that are here right now. The female will give around about 30,000 babies per breed. A whitebait itself, after it hatches, it goes to sea, and it then lives out in the ocean for around about 12 weeks, where it feeds and grows, and then it gets the call to come back to fresh water. And they move up, and that's when we have the whitebait season. In the fish farming context, the eggs will go to the farmer. Within 2 days they'll be hatched on the farm, and the beauty of that is that they can be transported dry. The egg is only kept moist, it's actually out of the water, which is an important factor for aquaculture, in that you're not transporting water, which is quite heavy and expensive to transport. So they're dry packed, and we've done enough trials now in-house and to make sure that they would transport and we get 100% success. They go into the tank. We then would feed them the frozen feed for a number of days, and then we'll have a dry feed which has the right proteins and nutrients that are required for further growth. What we have in here is how a commercial farm would be established and how it would look. So what we're trialling here is round tanks versus square tanks, rectangle tanks, etc. Colour of tanks, all of those things matter in all aquaculture species. So you can have some fish prefer white colours, some black, some with lids, some without, all different. So what is the requirement of whitebait? What is the best commercial requirement? And so that's what we're doing with also trialling the amount of stocking rates. So do you get 40 kilos to a cubic metre? Do you get 80 kilos to a cubic metre of water? And then what are the environmental requirements of that for water quality? What sort of filtration system is better than another? And that we're doing those trials now, collecting the data, and so far so good, and we're pretty excited really.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.